Three American F-15 Strike Eagle fighters went down over Kuwait on Monday. It's one of the most shared videos from the war so far. There's been a raging debate over whether they were shot down in friendly ground fire or whether Iran managed to shoot them down. Today, the Wall Street Journal reports what they claim is the extraordinary truth behind those American losses. They were not shot down by Iran, says the newspaper. They were shot down by Kuwait. And not from the ground, but from the air. That's right. The Wall Street Journal says a Kuwaiti F-18 Hornet fighter trying to intercept incoming Iranian enemy drones accidentally locked on and engaged the three friendly American F-15s. Friendly fire. Literally the mother of all errors, the mother of all self-goals. Now, blue-on-blue incidents, as the military calls them, are not unheard of in the chaos of a crowded air battle. But the irony here is savage because Monday's incident ends one of the most remarkable records in aviation history. The F-15's half-century, unblemished record of never once having been shot down by another aircraft. Not by Soviet jets, not over the Middle East, not by anyone. Until a Kuwaiti pilot on your own side, using American aircraft, American weapons and American targeting systems, did what no adversary ever could. But step back from the immediate shock of the incident, and there's actually a bigger story here. And it's easier to tell because everyone in this friendly fire incident survived. All 6 pilots made it out miraculously alive. Now, the F-15 first entered service way back in 1976. That's 50 years ago, half a century. And it is still flying frontline combat missions in one of the most intense air campaigns the Middle East has seen in decades. It is almost certainly Israeli F-15s, by the way, that dropped the bombs that killed Iran's supreme leader, Ali Khamenei, leading the air battle over the last 5 days. A jet, the F-15, designed during the Cold War, is shaping the fate of the modern Middle East. That is extraordinary by any measure of aviation. The F-15 also has an India angle worth noting, and I thought I'd just mention it. The latest version of this legendary jet, called the F-15EX or Eagle 2, a massively upgraded, comprehensively modernized variant, has been on offer to the Indian Air Force, by the way, since early 2020. But the Indian government and the Indian Air Force have consistently avoided American fighter jets, which I'll tell you about in a bit, principally over combat autonomy fears, the concern that Washington could, in a crisis, restrict India's ability to actually use aircraft it paid for. That anxiety, more than any other factor, is why the F-15 was never seriously in the reckoning in India, and why India is now headed towards, as you know, procuring more than 100 French Rafale fighters instead. Now, losing a deal that large, it certainly hurts, but it hasn't dimmed the F-15's run one single bit. Because here's the thing, the much more recent and contemporary F-35 stealth fighter, America's supposed key to air dominance for the foreseeable future, has been plagued by cost overruns, delays and capability gaps so serious that the US Air Force was forced in the last decade to go back to the F-15, extend its life and build it into an entirely new beast. Qatar lined up to buy it. The US Air Force is buying it. A 50-year-old design has basically been reborn. So yes, 3 F-15s going down in a friendly fire incident is a painful stain on a glorious legacy. But even that stain, I would argue, in its own twisted way, makes the point that after all this time, the F-15 is still in the fight, still leading air operations and still trusted enough by the world's best aviators to be put directly in harm's way. Obviously, that's because the brains and the weapons have all been changed over the decades. But it's still not bad for a jet that was born the same year as the original Rocky.